Hello, I'm Tan the TamBoTC channel, and I wanted to talk about Skyrim in specific, because I remember seeing a video recently talking about Skyrim needed this, and it was going into the whole, like, how RPGs have these big choices and other directions you can take. And while I definitely agree with that stuff, you have to realize that Skyrim was born during a time period of gaming where a lot, not just Skyrim, but a lot of games at that time were trying to appeal to more massive audience and such. And we've had several games trying to do that same thing within that time period through like 2011 up to like 2014 or whatever, before the Xbox One was truly launching. And games nowadays that are trying to appeal to multiple audiences kind of look bad because they should have learned from those previous games what not to do and what they could do to that people did like or dislike from games that did that kind of stuff. And I think they would be more unforgiving. And for all the stuff too that people give, like I feel like I can give Skyrim some leeway as it was born during a time where this kind of stuff was going on, and a lot of game developers are trying to find a way to appeal to have to think about the communities that are probably pushing and pushing for different things. So they're probably trying to go about trying to appeal in different ways for that too, and whatever they think the people might want, or maybe what they want. Who knows? But there's a lot of things that probably go into it, and we had games back then that showed that you can do this the best way or the worst way or the right way or the wrong way. I think Skyrim worked out the most part as it became a big deal and it's still played here and there even today. Um, I heard a dragon, but now I don't anymore. I wish there was something to fight right now. Usually there will be a random encounter though, but it's kind of good actually that I don't fight because I want to talk about this. But we had games like Mass Effect 3, Dead Space 3. Let's see, we had frickin' Gears 3. You could even say Halo 4, Splinter Cell Blacklist, um, Resident Evil 6, which is the the way you don't do it, as well as Dead Space 3. Those are the ways you don't do it. Where games like Skyrim are the way you can do it best. And yeah, even like Call of Duty and all that, were with Call of Duty Ghosts, which is the most beloved Call of Duty, isn't it? Um, but yeah, like a lot of games around that period of time, even like within Assassin's Creed and Battlefield and stuff, were trying to appeal to other audiences or try different things again. Yeah, even Sonic kinda. Though Sonic's always kind of experimenting around, and Assassin's Creed gave us the kind of the ship combat around that point. But then we also got Unity eventually too, so you could tell what they were doing with that. Um, I think a game that tries, and for all the crap, by the way, that people give Bethesda games for like their obvious dialogue system, you'd have to look towards future games of each of these franchises. Dead Space eventually got its Dead Space remake. It was really good. I'm glad we did. And while there was some fumbles with Bethesda with like Fallout 76 and ESO was okay. It wasn't anything. It doesn't feel like a Elder Scrolls game to me. Um, but yeah. We had some fumbles, but I think Starfield, you can tell that not only is there passion to it, but you can tell that they tried with a dialogue system, and for all the crap people give Bethesda games for their dialogue having the obvious, like, the flirt next to it, or romance, or whatever, other games do that too, bruh. Like, what? Like, the very game at the time that the people were defending the crap out of, Cyberpunk, has these things and more. It has the Fallout 4 color coding dialogue. It doesn't work exactly the same as what Fallout 4 does, but it's the same idea essentially. You got the blue basically is unimportant stuff you can just ask as questions, and then you got the yellow, which basically says, please progress, this progresses the story, please select this. Or progresses the conversation to finally end. What are you doing out here?
Well, well, it's raw meat. Oh, my beautiful wife has told me all about you. I'll give you a week before you end up dead in a ditch. Look, if you're trying to get to know me, don't. I don't like you.
What is
and
this?
I never will. It's nothing personal, but my wife trusts you, and I trust her judgment, so you can't be all bad. Here's all you need to know. I'm a werewolf. I like killing things.
Why are you
I
out
love
here?
Astrid. I hate annoying people. And the color blue gives me a headache.
Well, it's kind of all around you right now, bro.
Right then.
But then you got stuff like it'll have the words street kid, nomad, and is it corpo? Yeah, corpo next to the words, as well as some symbol, kind of like what Mass Effect Andromeda does, next to some of them too. And it's like, for all the crap people give Bethesda games, other games do that too, whether with symbols, color coding, or that same word thing. So it just kind of feels ironic when people say that about Bethesda games. Like what Nakey Jakey was saying in his video. It just feels kind of dumb of him now that I bring this stuff up. And it's more obvious than, in other games that do it. There's only so few games that get away with some of this stuff, as well as ones that do it right, to say for the least. But yeah, like Skyrim and such were born during a time where they were being more experimental, as well as I think when Fallout 3 came out, that was the first time they got their hands on the Fallout games. They probably didn't entirely know what to do with certain elements of it when translating it to the 3D space. And the ideas they were coming up with is kind of the same deal, you could say, with Resident Evil 4 at the time. So there were probably a lot of... Uh-oh. I guess I have a bounty on me? Hello?
Wait, I know you. There's no mistake. You're a wanted man, and it's time to pay for your crimes.
Huh. I don't have time for this. Do you?
Good enough.
I'll just pay the gold.
Confiscate any stolen goods you're carrying, then you're free to go.
Thank you. You have a nice day. Alright, Keithus, we're gonna go to a different place. So,